Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, and that is a 2026 Dodge Charger 6-pack, which means, yes, we have the Hurricane high output engine under the hood. And in this video, let's take it for a drive. Okay, so before we hop in and go for a drive, let's talk about the style of this peel out orange. I love it. I'm filming on my orange iPhone 17 Pro Max, and yes, this just screams, Corey, please take me home. This has all of the good styling elements from the 60s, just melded into a new modern platform. This, of course, does ride on the same platform as the all-electric Charger, but this one does get petrol power. So we have a slightly different hood. Around this Fratzog logo here in the grille, we are actually feeding air to that gasoline engine. It is the Hurricane high output, over 500 horsepower, 550 to be exact, and over 530 pound-feet of torque. That sends it to all four wheels, though you can put it in rear-wheel drive mode if you so choose. Another fun call out here is the Super B here on the side fender. You can see we have some pretty awesome wheels with that Fratzog logo there in the center, hiding the Brembo brakes, and we've got some Goodyear Eagle tires. We've got wide tires all the way around because, again, all-wheel drive. That is something the last V8 powered Charger could not say. So we're actually making the most of the fact that we've got wide tires all the way around. This particular model is the 2-door or 3-door, depending on how you want to call it, because we do have a lift back at the back, but there is quite a bit of space on the inside. As we move around to the back, you see that classic Charger styling here with the overall light design, which is very cool. And you may be hearing some of that exhaust. No, it's not a V8, but it still has a very cool, very performance-oriented sound. We do have a power lift back here, and with the back seats folded, we have over 30 cubic feet of space, which is more than behind the third row of a Chevy Tahoe. Take that for what you will. You can also power close it with the button right there. You can also adjust just how high it opens because, well, it does get rather tall when you open it up. Coming to the doors here, we have an E-latch door handle, so just an electronic button under the door handle there, and very large doors. Again, you can get a 4-door version of this where the back seat's a little bit easier to get into. These front doors aren't quite as big. You'll be able to see it later when we're driving. We have the attitude adjustment lighting here in this one. 2-person memory seat, 12-way adjustable seats. You can see nice suede lined. We do have the adjustable bolsters, adjustable leg rests. Very comfortable seat that we'll talk about here in a moment when we're driving. But if you need to get into the back, you do have this handle right here, and it will power slide forward. This is the most usable back seat of its competition, that being the Ford Mustang. I would say it's the only other true competitor left on the market to this. Put the seat back, and you will see that it power slides back right to where I had it, and then we can put our seatbelt back via this strap right here, so it's easier to grab when we get behind the wheel. Speaking of which, let's do just that and see how it drives. So the first thing getting in behind the wheel is just how big the vehicle feels. Not only is this cabin massive, the hood is long, I feel like the tail end is way back behind me, but I do have features here on the screen that can help with that. So I can drag my controls right up here. Now I have my quick 360 camera access. I actually have lots of different cameras here, so many so I can favorite them. I've got a rear view, a front view, wide view, bird's eye view, all kinds of different views out and around this one. which is great because, yes, this is a very massive vehicle all the way around. And then we do have this power tilt telescope steering wheel that just, again, helps add to the overall luxuriousness, like I was talking about with these seats. 12-way adjustable, they are heated, they are ventilated, all the controls there are touch sensitive on the side. You may have noticed, yes, the attitude adjustment lighting here. So we'll go back from our drive modes, hit the back button here, and you can see we've got a lot of different things, including control, attitude adjustment, and we can go any different color of light that we want. Some magenta light, some blue. I think blue really is the best. You can change the brightness of it. That is really cool. We do have dual zone climate controls in here. Lots of different controls. Qi wireless charger, but we're going to go ahead and pull back on that and set off in this. I am going to go back into some of the drive controls of this. So we'll go into dashboard and into drive modes. And you can see we have multiple different drive modes that we can select here. We also have the buttons on the steering wheel itself. So I can just quickly change my drive modes based on these steering wheel buttons, which is very nice. I even have this button. You don't typically see this button in sports cars because, again, as I mentioned, this is an all-wheel drive car, but you can make it a rear drive car with the push of a button, but you have to be stopped in order for that to happen. So you can see it did not take. But in sport mode, like I'm in now, we have the wide open exhaust back behind us. Traction control has been turned off, so we can have a lot of fun, but we still have that all-wheel drive assuredness. That the front of this vehicle will still pull us through, even if it is fairly easy to step those rear tires out in rear-wheel drive mode. And I can tell you, it is fairly easy to step those rear tires out in rear-wheel drive mode. I do have a nice head-up display with a tachometer on it, which is nice. I have this very large screen behind the steering wheel here. Kind of a squircle overall steering wheel. Typical Chrysler controls on the steering wheel, so very familiar to me, who I owned a 2014 Jeep. They haven't really changed it. All your cruise control functions over here, all your screen control functions are on this side, and then your drive modes down here. All your controls in your Uconnect screen are fairly easy to get to, but you do kind of have to dig through some screens to get to them. But I do appreciate we still have a volume and a tuning knob built in here, so we haven't gone completely digital, even if we've got digital heated and ventilated seat buttons and things like that along the side of the screen. For the most part, it works very well. I'm very anxiously trying to get onto Interstate 10 here to my left, where I can really stretch the legs out of this muscle car. 550 horsepower, 531 pound-feet of torque, sending it down to all four wheels as I am currently configured. This one is painted in peel out orange, which gives off some Dukes of Hazzard vibe. So, I mean, I could just, jump it, right? And find my way onto I-10 that way, right? As we are now at a full stop, I'm going to go ahead and hit the rear wheel drive button. And yes, it did take because I was at a full stop. Go ahead, get out here. I am now in a 500 horsepower rear drive muscle car that will step out those rear tires very easily if I want it to. Here we'll come to a stop, double check that there's no traffic coming, and yes, very easy to step those rear tires out. So we'll go ahead and push all-wheel drive. It does shift to all-wheel drive on the fly, and then we're just gonna zip on out here onto the highway with our all-wheel drive traction and over 500 horsepower. Let's go! Alright, this thing will scoot with the best of them. But yes, I will have to get this home to truly 0-60 test this one with all of my equipment. So in typical Chrysler fashion, I am getting a little NVH problem here, some rattling from the screens. So I would appreciate just a little more tight control on the overall build process of this one. I am getting a little creakiness around all the plastic up here. It's just something I've noticed here in this one. This one is a test mule. It does get funneled around from journalist to journalist. I sure hope nobody's been doing any Dukes of Hazzard stuff in this one, because that would sure take this one out of contention for me getting on my home turf, which, to that end, yes, this one is eligible for me to get on my home turf. So if you want to see that, be sure and hit the subscribe button down below. Ring the bell so you're notified when future videos drop from us. Find us on all social media outlets: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for me, behind the wheel of this peel out orange 2026 Dodge Charger 6-pack, till next time, gearheads. Bye.